Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are still working on unifying Africa. We are beginning to get pretty close here. We are of course attacking Marrakesh. We are in the Arabian invasion of Jerusalem, but we're not participating in that. They've got this, realistically. It's under control. We're not going to bother with it. We're just charging at Marrakesh's capital here. And realistically, I don't think that we need this mini levy troops here, but I mean, what we could do is we could split off some levy troops and leave them with our onagers here. Something along the lines of this, leave maybe around 5,000. Sure. And then this army could come over this way and see if we catch some of these guys. Excellent. We caught one of their forces. The other one is gonna get away for now, but we'll see where they decide to go. We'll just chase them down. This is fine. No worries whatsoever here. We are currently losing a little bit of cash, and that is because we have too many levy troops up. But we are working on that. That is improving as our vassals improve our infrastructure. And our wife doesn't like this person. Or no, this person. The Princess of Yorubaland. She'll be gone by tomorrow. We don't actually care about her. So we'll go ahead and fight these guys off. Excellent. That was a stack wipe, actually. Okay. Very nice. We'll come up here and start sieging, but we don't actually need it. The war is over. So let's go ahead and enforce those demands, and we will put these troops down. They are unnecessary to have up. And we'll start making money. And of course, we will need to hand out this territory. So we will grant this out to someone who is the correct religion and culture, ideally not someone with a claim on the empire. And we will give it to these various people, and that'll be absolutely fine. Again, we are saving creating titles until our next life to boost up our prestige level. However, we are currently above our vassal limit. So that means that we do actually need to create the Duchy of Marrakesh. Unfortunately, we don't have the cash currently. We can demand payment from this person, and we'll accept that. Yeah, we were overwhelmed by stress from it, because we're generous, but it's fine. And we need some cash at this point to to create this title and hand it out. We are over our vassal limit right now, so that is a thing. We should probably stop our conquest relatively soon, or at least slow it down. We did just inherit Marrakesh. That's inauspicious. Okay, we're going to grant this off to this guy, and hopefully he won't immediately die. And now we do have the cash to create the Duchy of Marrakesh. And so we shall. We're going to avoid creating any others if at all possible, but we'll grant this out to this guy, and 5 vassals will be transferred with it, so that puts us back under our vassal limit. Fantastic. Now, as far as this goes, do we have a good CB on these guys? It's not the best, because we're going to be missing a county. That's not the end of the world, though. These guys, they're starting to put their kingdom back together a little bit. What are you currently fighting? You are currently fighting one of our vassals. Okay, we're fine with that. It's possible that we should just chill for the rest of this life and just work on the economy, and he'll pay for that insolence, for sure. It's possible that we may want to just chill for the rest of this life and say, this is good enough, we'll conquer the rest next life. And I think that's what I want to go for. This guy is currently 56. Let's double check our succession. It should be good. Yeah, our succession is great. This guy's currently 56. He's not going to live too much longer. We can spend this time investing over here. We did just get Arched Saddle. And with that, what is being exposed next? Hereditary rule. That is literally the worst thing it could have been. Okay. Everything else here is good. But hereditary rule, we don't care. Partition does nothing for us. Confederate partition is just fine. So yeah, this is not useful. Battlements finishing up in 12 years does mean that we are, of course, going to be doing some investment But let's go ahead and upgrade our fell pastures here. And we're just going to work on our economy, I think, for the rest of this life. Which will only be a few years. And then next life, we will look at conquesting again after we do some of this title creation, because that will be a great way to boost up our level of fame. So that is fine by me. We're currently making 46.3 gold per month, even though we're generous, so I'm pretty happy about that one. Things are going reasonably well economically, and we're just going to continue working on that. I do want to get these farms and fields upgraded. Like, I want to be working on upgrading literally everything that there is in here, right? I want to get everything maxed out, ultimately. But that's going to be a bit of a medium-term project. Not really a long-term project, but definitely a medium-term project. We'll go ahead and get the farms and fields built here. And of course, once we get battlements, then we'll be able to upgrade the personally held stuff, which will feel a little bit more immediately impactful. That said, these are mostly focused on levies. So, there is that. We do have some things that are not levies, but it's fine. It's completely fine. I'm a little surprised they haven't finished the conquest of Jerusalem yet. That explains it. They're just chilling here, sieging without any siege weapons, rather than fighting these guys for the war score. Okay. So they're incompetent. Good to know. Do they have any siege weapons in their army? Yeah, they do. They're just not using them. They have 30 trebuchets. Okay. Or rather, those might be mangonels. Yeah, those are probably mangonels. Right? Let's see here. Block that. Those are trebuchets. Okay, so they are definitely in the high medieval age. So fighting them is going to be a bit of an uphill battle. We're not surprised that they're ahead of us technologically at all, considering we started, like, down here. This is not shocking to us, and I do think that we can still beat them eventually. Right now is not the time to do so. But eventually, we will definitely get to that point. We can negotiate alliances, but I don't care. This is all completely fine, I think. I'm not concerned. I do want to upgrade this hamlet. Fantastic. Okay, well, we just had a wife die. That does put us above our domain limit, because this wife is now the one that is our primary wife, and she has stewardship of 7. She has stewardship of 3 and stewardship of 6. Okay, let's go ahead and find another one and sort by stewardship skill. I would prefer somebody a little older than this, ideally. We don't really want more children. Maybe a 38-year-old? I suppose we could go for that. She is skill 18. So we do that, and hopefully, I mean, this one is 24, so it is theoretically possible that we have additional children. Let's make her our primary spouse. There we go. And that boosts us up to actually 9 in our domain that we could have. So we could grab it away from this guy. He only has a 44% chance of acceptance. He'd actually accept it more if we took something else. What about this guy? We actually can't revoke him because he's not our direct vassal. Who do you report to? Oh. Okay, so we need to retract the vassal from him. I did not realize that. That is Kira that we need to take away. And none of these are apparently there. Who do you report to? You report to this guy. And he reports to us. Okay, there we go. He would accept this, 95%. So, there we go. He's not going to be happy about it, but he'll accept it. That does put us up to stress level 2, because we're generous. And then, the question is, can we revoke this from this guy? 85%. We're going to do it. Our stress level is going through the roof right now. Okay. That's not going to be too much, in all honesty. Yeah. That sweet, sweet level of stress. And we're not going to make a charitable donation. That is not a thing that we're going to do. However, we did inherit something that we shouldn't have, I believe. Oh, yeah, that put us at 9 of 8, I think, because of our stupor. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grant this guy back to this guy at this point. I want to... No, not a title. I want to grant a vassal to him. This one. There we go. That's good. And now at this point we could grant this to someone else. The question is, how can we get a little bit more domain limit? Yeah, -1 stewardship and -1 stewardship there. Fair enough. We don't need much stewardship. Our wife is on managed domain. But I think we do have to give this back out. That's okay. It's still acceptable that we did that because we needed to get this out of the wrong holding. Just got to get it back into our de jure holdings. So I'm reasonably fine with doing that as is. Okay, that's going to lose us a fair chunk of stress because our rival dies. That's very good. That is very, very good. And also keep in mind, we're making this much money when our control levels in some of these locations are pretty bad, in all honesty. So that's great. Yeah, like, not fantastic. Absolutely. You guys are currently losing war score. Okay, now they got some more war score. Sure. 78%, that's a lot of stress. We're going to just mint the new silver coins for trade. Fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and work on upgrading some of this desert agriculture. Fantastic. Okay, I do want to check in on what our thrifty clerk. Not ideal, but it'll be okay. He is greedy, which is helpful for us. So these are mediocre stats. He has skill 11 stewardship, which is substantially worse than us right now. However, 9 of ours is currently coming from our spouse and 3 from our administrator. So he has better base stewardship than we do because our base stewardship is 7. So we will definitely accept that. That is something that I am okay with. I do want to check in on... Man, that control level's going slow. That is going very slow. I'm actually going to switch this over to Wandala at this point. Since we do have county corruptions over here, I want to remove those. Okay, nothing too much that we can do over there. We could attack Mazurid. That is something that we could do. With this situation, this is going to be several wars to do this. Okay, yeah, that's that up there. This is definitely going to be several wars to do. Okay. I think that is definitely a job for our next life. I really, really do. That'll get us some prestige and yeah, that'll get us some prestige to farm that up. I'm reasonably okay with that. We'll try to get Lost Knowledge. We did get Lost Knowledge, and that puts us back up to 9 domain. So let's talk to this guy and see if he'll give us this back. Now, it was granted recently, so we'll talk to this guy instead and look at revoking Garua. He's only got a 32% chance of accepting this. And who all would join? Quite a number of people would join him in this rebellion. Okay. In that case, we'll hold off on it. Maybe revoke, like, this mosque. That doesn't get us stress. So yeah, we'll revoke the mosque temporarily. And we'll make the money directly from there. We'll go ahead and upgrade that. Excellent. We are, of course, working on our control over here, and hopefully we will get these bandits and sheriff lack out of here. That would be ideal. 58% on the invasion of Jerusalem. I mean, it'll happen. They are going to win that, and we're just utilizing it for the war profiteer. So the longer that goes on, the better it is for us, ultimately. I'm completely okay with this. We're up over 50 gold per month right now, and that is really, really nice. Do we want to invest in the smithy? This is in Bornu. This is in our capital. I think we'll invest in a jeweler's workshop. Excellent. A great investment in our capital. So we're currently at development 20 right now, and it's not coming up very quickly. That is to be expected right now. We do have a new stewardship perk available, and perhaps we should take cutting cornerstones, since we are working on construction right now. That'll be fine. And I would like to start working on, say, hunting grounds. That'll be good. Betrothed can marry. Sure. And I don't know what's going on with that one. They cannot marry. Okay. We'll just get rid of it. Fantastic. So this guy is currently 58. He's not going to live too much longer, I'm pretty sure. Oh, did we just lose the bandits running rampant here? Yes, we did. That is very, very good. Encouraged improvements. Development growth plus 10. Yes. We do it. Very happy about that one. I'm 100% willing to spend that prestige. Let's check in on our battlements. That's about 10 years out. Okay. That's good to know. That is a little while for sure. We are getting close to having the early medieval texts dealt with. Hereditary rule and battlements are about the same distance away, 10 years. So that's great. Have we actually gotten West African canoes? No, but it'll happen in about 17 years, and I'm not concerned about that. It'll be nice to be able to embark a little bit cheaper, but no worries. No worries whatsoever on that front. Let's go ahead and build root cellars. Fantastic. We are getting a lot of upgrades constructed, of course, and not all of these are being built by us. Some of them are being built by our vassals, and that is always good to see. We can't upgrade our castles just yet until we have battlements done, but that is fine. 52.9 gold per month. It's coming up. Let's check in on the status of Jerusalem. They're at 91% here. They need to group up and go fight this army. That would give them the war score. They have 8% more from battles that they can get before it caps. Right? Yeah, this is an invasion, so it caps at 50. They can finish this war. And they'll have ticking war score relatively soon, but yeah, there they go. They're finally going in. This is what they should have done a while ago, in all honesty. They should have grouped up better before they went in, but I think they got this. Yeah, with their reinforcements, they definitely have this. So Jerusalem will rejoin the Arabian Empire, looks like. We did not participate, but we did profit off of it, which is always great to see. We can also ransom off a few prisoners, and that is something that I'm interested in doing. 46 gold there, and that is all the gold that they had. So yeah, 99% as expected. They are capped at 50. And at this point, they need to finish off a siege, because they don't have ticking war score. Or get a good capture. That would work too. Okay, we did just finish the convert faith task. That's great. Let's continue working on that, and we will just set it up over here. And he can't do it. Okay. Because it just converted. We'll set it up over here. Fantastic. So yeah, Jerusalem is going to fall, and the Byzantines have definitely expanded, haven't they? That is a little bit concerning for us. To be sure. It is definitely concerning. We'll have to think about that one. How we want to tackle the Byzantines. I mean, ultimately, all we need from them is this chunk, and they're going to have a bit of a hard time getting their troops across the Mediterranean. It'll take them time and money, and money is something that they certainly do have. That is a thing. These guys are losing a lot of cash right now. We did just get household savings, and so we can invest down here. Great. That is fantastic. Very happy to build in our structures. They need to siege over here or get a capture, and they're doing both. They're fighting and they are sieging. And this siege will be finished very soon, so we're going to lose our War Profiteer bonus quite shortly. That's fine. That is completely okay. We'll still be making about 50 gold per month, I think. Somewhere thereabouts, maybe a little under. Let's see what that's like. That's 100% war score, and they will wrap this up very shortly. Do they get all of Jerusalem? Is an invasion CB, so they should. Yes, I accept that divorce. Are they going to put an end to this war anytime soon? There we go. Perfect. They did take the whole thing. I'm sure there's going to be some counter-crusades about that one, but no big worries on that one just yet. And that did drop us a little bit under 50 gold per month, but that's fine. It was just offsetting our generous. So once we take over with our next ruler, we'll be doing quite a lot better once we get established. It'll take us a little while to get our control levels and all that where we need it to be, but it'll be fine. This guy is currently 60, and I don't want to go to war and have him die during the war and potentially have the Byzantines attack us, as well as having internal issues. I just don't want to risk that currently. I don't think we're in a strong enough position to do it. So we're just going to hang out here for now, do a little bit of investment, wait for this guy to die, and then we're going to create titles while establishing ourselves, and we are at that point going to be in a good position to finish off these guys over here, probably attack Andalusia with our kingdom invasion, and then attack Hamadid, which, what do we actually have for CBs on these guys is probably terrible. Yeah, it's going to be quite a few wars. That's okay, though. We can deal with that in the next life. No worries on that front whatsoever. We will go ahead and work on our weavers over here. That'll be great. We are making our way back towards 50 gold without the War Profiteer. So that is fantastic. Things are finishing up in some of these locations, and we are now over 50 gold per month. And that's without War Profiteer. We are losing stress, and we're currently in poor health. Okay. So that's a thing. We are definitely going to need to be considering the fact that we're going to die soon. And that's fine. We're completely set up to die at any time. It is okay. The succession will be pretty smooth. Not entirely smooth. Pretty smooth. Does our player heir... What is his spouse? She is skill 2. Okay, we'll have to find a better spouse to make our primary spouse, because her stewardship skill... Not great. Not great at all. We do have enough money quite soon here. Actually, we have enough right now to work on aviaries. And we did just inherit Amhara, which of course is over here. Yeah, we're going to hand that out, and we're going to give that to this guy. And to this guy. That'll do. And of course, the reason that we're not conquering right now is because we need to create titles, because we're very close to our vassal limit. In addition to not wanting to die in the middle of a war. So that's two very good reasons to not be conquering the last of this territory until after we end up dying. Let's go ahead and build our barns and storm houses? This is storehouses. Fantastic. That'll be fine. We can actually also work on our weavers in the mosque that we hold ourselves. So that's fantastic. I'm very, very happy to see that. And it is pretty much time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we will definitely die at some point. And hopefully, it'll be relatively early in. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.